Wow. Occultation. I woke up very early, really early, and got back to sleep, and then woke up early again, and early enough to get out and about and find my way to a California cow pasture to witness the Taurus moon rising in front of Jupiter. And I don't mean rising before Jupiter, I mean rising exactly with Jupiter in such a way that the heart of the moon and heart of Jupiter were exactly aligned. From my point of view, a Jupiter occultation in the very first degree of tropical Taurus. Now, there's a lot of astrology happening there. As we know, Pluto has recently made way into tropical Aquarius, that fixed sign. And so with Jupiter ingressing Taurus yesterday, this creates a strong square. Mars is preparing to ingress Leo, fixed fire. So we will then have the full T-square from some serious planetary players. Leo, Mars, Taurus, Jupiter, and Aquarius, Pluto, and a full grand cross for the lunar nodes at this time are in early degrees of Taurus, North Lunar Node, Scorpio, South Lunar Node. So there's a lot going on, and we should expect to see some strong energy in the world without, and some invitations for shifts in the world within, the fixed signs. Fix yourself to fix the world. As it is with Jupiter, the orbit is about 12 years, or transit of the zodiac, 11.86 years. So it might be worth contemplating what was happening for you 12 years ago. I was, as I was walking down from this cow pasture where I witnessed a Taurus Jupiter occultation, and I'll be posting pictures to Instagram and Facebook later. I really need to sort out how to post some of these memories to my GeminiBrett.com website, so hopefully I can do that soon. Because for me, it's really important to get outside and connect with these planets, these celestial beings, sensually with my terrestrial eyes and ears and nose and, the body, hence Earthstrology. So as I was just kind of walking back from this past year, I was thanking Jupiter for a return. I was born with Jupiter 18 degrees tropical Aries, and so with Jupiter now leaving that sign for Taurus, it's in some regards kind of the time for me to give gratitude and contemplate what Jupiter's swim through the fires of Aries in this recent go. My fourth Jupiter return was about what it brought and whatnot, and so I just found myself contemplating 12 years ago, and I said, this is when I met the medicine. And just as I did, 3 deer jumped out from some grasses I was walking towards. I did not mean to startle them, but I did, and they ran up the hill, actually very towards the direction of my home where I'm driving now. Well, in a different cosmic calendrical system that some call Zolkin, I was born on a day known as 3 Manik, or 3 Kesh, which means 3 deer. And typically when I see 1 deer, I see 3. So that was an amazing thing to experience, and I kind of looked up to that space above in gratitude, feeling the earth beneath my feet, and then I saw a red-tailed hawk flying, and the hawk actually landed on this huge, electric pole. Something I was actually contemplating. Coming back here and thinking about this Jupiter now in Taurus, occulted by the moon this morning, squaring Pluto in Aquarius as I was up in this cow pasture with tall grasses and hopefully no ticks that came home with me, and thistles that were offering some wake-ups in the morning, some little spikies. But it's very close to a cell tower, and one of those cell towers that looks like a fake tree, you know, and near a reservoir, and then near some like tall electric lines. It's fun to say that as I'm driving here. And so anyway, I see 3 deer, and then I kind of look to the sky to feel the heaven-earth connection and give some gratitude with this remembrance, just as I say the medicine, 3 deer show themselves. I'm feeling called more and more to remember who I am, you know how that is. Anyway, as I look up, then red-tailed hawk flies and lands on this gigantic, like electricity tower. I stopped and actually took some photographs of that. It was such a strange juxtaposition, right? Like a red tail just sitting calmly in this like giant electric field of transistors, I think transformers, I don't know. Been a while since it was engineering school for me. Just to honor the crows now. I think badger opened up on the road. We will learn so much about all that is by remembering not to get lost in the celestial language alone, astrologers, but to remember that it is our place here in the terrestrial realms where we are observing the celestial. That is so much closer to us. Our bones are made of Gaia's stones. So to keep our feet on the ground or even lay down in the grass, but don't take the ticks home with you, and really experience Earth's experience of the heavens, And this is the idea of Earthstrology. So when I went out and first, before I kind of tune into the stars, I always find one at night called Polaris, and align my heart to Cardinal North and look down beneath the ground there to the Imam Chile, the bottom of the heavens, the I see the roots, the womb, and then I'll rise to the east and reach to the south where the midheaven lives in northern hemisphere, places like this. And then I'll rest in the west and return down beneath to the roots, the tomb, which is the womb, the tomb, which is the womb from which we rise and reach and rest and return. And then the above and the below and the 7th direction, which is the first, the heart of it all, And so I always want to connect in with the earth and heaven marriage through this practice with the directions. It can be a very simple one. It can be very short. Sometimes it's very long for me. And then, I say directions, connection, reception, right? Then really opening my eyes to the sky, and then reflections, So I went for a thing. I went for this Jupiter occultation, a Taurus moon in that very first degree, and knowing that, yes, though I cannot see, they are 90 degrees of ecliptic longitude from Aquarius, Pluto, and that Mars on the opposite side is getting ready to jump that wall from the moon's world of Cancer into the sun's Leo realm. And that I was born with the sun at the first degree of Scorpio, and just feeling this whole cross. Just driving past baby deer now. And there's a light in the sky, which is intriguing me. And second deer, and third deer, as it is. the mysteries. And anyway, so here I was in my practice, and I was there early enough to engage with other parts of the sky, and wow, amazing that even so close to bright city lights, those being in greatest proximity, Berkeley and Oakland and San Francisco across the bay, I was able to see galactic core of the Milky Way between the stinger of the scorpion and the arrow of the archer upon which Ophiuchus stands. Saw Saturn at the tail of the goat Denabel jetty, kind of pointing towards the ringed one, which was next to the ringlet, the fish's head, and this great square of Pegasus in the Babylonian days, the field above. Spent some time with Arcturus and Corona Borealis and other beings, you know, and then really kind of gave my sight to the east to wait for this rising moon, and she just came right out of these hills, you know, kind of a mountain in the distance, and just that horn of the crescent coming up over the peak. And then just watch moon and moon and moon, but as she slipped away, Jupiter revealed. So kind of a furry picture of this one, but I did get like half of Jupiter being revealed out of the moon, this end of the occultation, and even a couple of Jupiter's moons who re-emerged first, Callisto and then Ganymede. And there's stories with those names that help me align. But for me, even though I was there to see this great celestial experience, and I'm so glad I did, and how appropriate for a Taurus moon Jupiter conjunction, the Taurus Jupiter occultation, to be in a cow pasture, you know. But just as I'm tuning in, great blue heron, just slowly as they do, you know, beating its wings gracefully, flying towards galactic center in the south at the MC. And yeah, after I was just kind of fully with the moon and Buad, and owl flew north, and but then turned around and right in front of me. And the bird song and the little beings, the insects, the rustling of the winds through the tall grass, and other beings I can't hear, like ticks, and I'm sure none came home with me. But I better take a hot bath just to make sure. Being in that space of being with Earth and experiencing Earth's experience of the heavens, as a vow to their marriage, witnessed this amazing Earth sign occultation with my earthly eyes. So Earthstrology, we actually measure astrology not from the surface of Earth where we live, breathe, and can witness the heavenly happenings, but rather from the center of the Earth, where, my friends, we are all one, that place deep beneath our feet, the heart of Gaia. Typically, we measure geocentrically, the center of Earth, so our experience of Earth's experience of the heavenly happenings of the celestial symphony. But if you want to know when to find an occultation, you better consider the moon's parallax, which means cast a topocentric chart from the Earth's surface. In fact, this occultation of Jupiter was not a geocentric occultation. From the center of Earth, the moon would have been slightly north of Jupiter in this conjunction today. But from specific places on Earth's surface, an occultation was seen due to this parallax. You know, moon's in a different place against the backdrop of the fixed stars, and further out wanderers like Jupiter, depending where on Earth you're looking from. And I happen to be here, and I happen to be in a particular place that fortunately offered an opportunity to see moon leave Jupiter for Jupiter to re-emerge from behind that light of soul, the reflecting one, just before the sun rose, to illuminate the earth but hide the heavens. The mysteries. Thanks for spending some time with me. Yeah, pretty soon here at Gemini Brett Astrology on Facebook, and I guess it's Gemini_Brett with 2 T's and certainly not 3. Fuck that imposter guy who's trying to take my friend's monies. Anyway, you'll find some photographs, and I'm sure you'll see photographs from great photographers also throughout the course of the day. Go to earthsky.org and other wonderful places online, like APOD, to see images of today's Jupiter occultation. So I guess the last thing I'm called to share with you is fix yourself to fix the world. These strong planets align in these first degrees of these fixed signs this week, reminding us not to be stuck in the idea that we are stuck, but rather free ourselves and understand that it is our duty, suggest the fixed signs, to shift, for when we do, the world around us shifts too. You want a more beautiful world? Fix yourself and fix the world. Easier to say it than to play it, but time to go and meditate and practice what I preach. See you in space, friends.